Hello, people, and welcome to watch yet another Asian Cup 2025 match. This is the second week of the group stage, and thus far, we have witnessed one of the week two matches that happened between Japan and Hong Kong. And now the future ones will, of course, be first of all Malaysia, Taiwan, but later on tomorrow we also have China, Australia, as well as Vietnam, Thailand. Now, today's match, Taiwan definitely seeking to grab that second win. They started off with a nice match win against Vietnam just last week, and now looking to secure, or maybe not secure just yet, but have a solid stand on the group leaderboard. And then Malaysia, I mean, there is a universe, of course, where Malaysia actually loses and wins on the next week, but certainly that would not be a very high chance scenario of happening for Malaysia, in which they would still be qualifying. And so Malaysia, you know, honestly, I would say that they do have a bit of a force win situation at the moment, which of course it's not really the biggest positive thing for them, but maybe that little bit of extra pressure will awaken the Malaysian players enough so that they will actually get a win this week. Now, you can see the lineups just above me right there. We have on table one Serenity versus EP45, both very much new players to me, at least. And I want to say likely to also to the competitive or to the international competitive scene. Then on table two, Alex Adrian with the screen name Adrian Alex 86 versus imlisatzeng. Table three, we have Siu Tse Lim from Malaysia with the screen name JXIV, which I believe is it wait, JX like 60, 64, right? I think J is 50. Versus Thunder Knight. Then on table four, Lega Logan, that's Logan Ganesh versus Pochun Chang. That's Stephen Chang TV. TV standing for Taiwan, assumably. And finally, on table 5, Neutrals 01 versus Yu Yang Peng with the screen name Sakurakim for Taiwan. Peng, who is the representee of Taiwan in the individual world championships in Germany Herne this year for Taiwan, so that's going to be fun to meet up with them. As you can see, from the ELO standings here, we have very very fluctuational stand. We have actually 3 players less than 300 from Malaysians, and JX and the neutrals being the higher rated, although still on the competitive scene level fairly low of less than 400, versus the bit more higher ranked Taiwanese players who have not lined up their absolute best, but uh, more like giving some playtime for their newer players. And I mean, I am expecting this to be a win for Taiwan, because of the ELO rankings. Now, of course, not to say that they are the only factor that should count, but when we have a lot of new player names, there isn't all that much that can be said about them until we see them play. Steven Chang, the only above expert rated player in this matchup on table 4 facing Logan Ganesh. Now, despite the earlier experience of Logan from the international stages, he's going to be in a world of trouble. I'm afraid, but maybe we'll see a either a comeback win or just a swift 2-0 getting Malaysia in the lead. Who knows? We're gonna be looking at the table 2 with Alex Adrian versus imlisatzeng. So getting like a bit of a um, midway of the rankings, as well as as well as featuring the newer players. And we'll see how much of an educational matchup this will be. I am expecting us to see a lot of moves which I will be twisting my faces. Maybe yes, maybe not. So, 4-point lead early on for red. And we have monasteries for both players. We have cities for both players. And we have an unclaimed road that benefits also the monastery of red. So at the moment, looking actually like, well, I would say like fairly great position for red indeed to have two cities just a city cap away from getting completed, and a more developed monastery and the road, which is going to be benefiting red more than it is going to benefit yellow. So we do see the road getting claimed by red. Also now claims the early field, which looks all right. I mean, it only has 3 points at the moment, but like you can see that all cities that are at the moment unfinished are on that same field. So this is on that field. Well, this the only finished city is on that field. We have this one and we have this one. Maybe if there is like a divider that goes here, then it's gonna be good for red, of course. And Adrian continues his city and at the same time tries to like anticipate in like a double curvy tile sequence for himself to try and attack the road, but now I will dare to say that it is certainly a mistake, not because of the outcome, but because it indeed needs two specific road tiles or specific type of road tiles to make the connection, and like attacking to a road or claiming a road that needs two tiles into a particular direction is uh, most often not suggested, as it can become quite the pain. And I mean, it has not the road itself, like as of right now, but like it is growing. But as a result of its growing, Adrian created a possibility for red to try and block the city, and that goal has now been accomplished. So the block has been made, and we have a blocked meeple to 6 points for yellow, whilst being 15 points down on the scoreboard, and really like having no compensation of this blocked meeple whatsoever, besides those 6 points, which are like not nearly enough, like nowhere near enough to cover the current point deficit. Monastery stacking for Imlay, and we have a continuation of the road for Adrian. Could have actually gone over here, which I want to say would have been a better move because it would have alleviated the pressure from the square. Now I know that it's like kind of like more intuitive even maybe to just get 2 points and make your road look a bit better instead of just getting a point to your monastery, but like it's about like risk management in a sense, because this square can get fully blocked, whereas this square actually cannot. Like there is no one type of tile that it can be restricted to which would block it like fully. Like there are still so many crossroads left, there are so many curvy tiles left, and like literally all types of curvy tiles are left in the deck. As well as actually, all types of crossroad tiles as well. So, like I said, risk management. This not in danger. This very much in danger. Adrian has a chance to try and save the monastery, but decides not to do so. Now, when we are playing on the like lower end of, well, let's say like below 300, it's not like clear that you can actually like pre-save these squares. It's more like if you get the tile to fit this square, then it gets saved. But otherwise, you are like usually more focused on your open features, or like let's say on your other open features. And as a result, the monastery does get blocked, which was again preventable. This curve also actually very nicely is going to enlarge the field of red from 6 points to 9. Well, not quite yet, but with one more road tile it will. And this city is not going to be making any huge favors to yellow, because it is getting started on the well, basically on the field of red. Again, still only one road tile is going to get this city, or both of these cities, to the field of red. So that's not going to be playing well into the hands of yellow here. On top of that, because yellow has more meeples trapped than red, it is unlikely that yellow will be able to to fight for this field in the long run, or really at any stage, maybe even, unless there's only like one and only one connection platform to the field, and then yellow spots that and can use it. But as of right now, that is not the case, and thus yellow can't really fight for the field. Has to come up with something else. These monasteries are also a major issue, of course, for yellow. They are gonna be swiftly finished with a road tile plus maybe with even another monastery tile. So there we go. I mean, red, if he wants to, he could, honestly just even place a road meeple onto this 3-point road to not allow a 4-point road to be taken by yellow. But seeing that yellow already has the road, maybe he deems that it's not as important. Also, an interesting choice by yellow for sure of taking 2 points instead of just 1 point and a meeple back, despite him actually needing meeples for the field fight. But again, because Adrian seems to be like not so, let's say, not so experienced. Um, it does appear that he doesn't really have a vision of the board structure, I want to say, and the dangers and the actual win conditions that red can bank on, even if yellow somehow gets equalization on the scoreboard. Now, what is going on here for... Nah, surely not. Wait, there's one, two, three, four. Yeah, I mean, on this level, this I wanna say is a huge mistake actually from Imli, because when you are this much ahead, you want to take all possible big scoring features away from your opponent, and in light of that, it would be like the most beneficial thing for red to just go here, point to the left, and try to snatch this entire city. Even if this square gets blocked, it's not a problem at all for red because he's so far in the lead. But if yellow goes over here, or would have gone over here with a city cap, which he did actually have a chance to do so, and snatch the city, it would have been a great start to make a comeback, like an actual comeback into getting back into the game. But it goes unnoticed, unfortunately for Adrian. And I wonder, like, what his game plan here is. Like, where is he trying to get points from? So he does attack the field, or claims a 6-point field. Currently, these fields are equally sized. Also creates a 4-point loop road, which is easy to grab. This extended tile won't actually bring anything great for yellow, though. There's no real great use for it. Maybe he can go over here, make building this monastery impossible because there are no starting tiles left. But I mean, that's really the only good use that I can come up with the extender. He might also be judging on whether he should be attacking the field, but like in all honesty, I don't think he should do that just yet. With still 22 tiles remaining, I think it would be better for yellow if he is more patient, tries to get this meeple back before before he invests a second meeple to the field, then maybe goes over here for a second meeple, gets 4 points from here, maybe starts even a second field from here with a city cap, gets a 7-pointer move afterwards. Maybe that's an option. Um, I mean, he does go on the spot which is like the best field attacking spot, but he doesn't use a meeple to it, and I can't really explain this move. Yeah, I can't really explain this move. Like to me, it doesn't make any sense to do this without a meeple, because this ruin is not gonna be like valuable enough for yellow in any case. With like I would say 98% certainty that it would be worth to try and make this ruin any larger. And now and now yellow has just taken away potentially their best spot of attacking the field, and not really great for them. 3 points for actually 4 points for red, taking a 3 point road and also adding a point to their monastery. Could have also taken this 4 point road, which I honestly think would have been better because it would have then disallowed a 4 point road being taken by yellow, whilst this spot would have then only been 2 points for yellow, because there is still one field crossroad available. Now, kudos to yellow though. He did indeed get his meeple back before going for a second field meeple, and maybe there are still enough curves to make a loop over here and join everything together that way. Although I kind of doubt it. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there aren't. Maybe like straight road, something like this. I mean that's not just that. I mean that's not really like realistic, especially especially on these levels. But I mean it like theoretically it could have been like it could be possible if there were enough tiles for it, but I'm not so sure that there even are. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, 3 straight roads though. So like here and here and here and. I mean, actually, it is indeed theoretically possible to make this like straight road, straight road, straight road curve, but um, yeah, it is unbelievably unlikely to happen. So, like at this point, I would say is gonna actually even save yellow. I mean, they are minus 30 on the scoreboard. We have, well, minus 30, 34. These are pretty much even. These monasteries, this is even 6 plus 9, but 9, I mean, yeah, just pretty much minus 30. So, what you gonna come up with? Other dividers. Ooh, actually, there is a divider. There is a divider left to the square. Now, let's also pay attention to the fact that this straight road is actually harmful for yellow because they just connected a 6 point field with a 9 point field. And furthermore, it is a 9 point field which red was attacking too. And they still have a tile, at least one tile, to fit into that square, being that divider. They don't have Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, they don't have vanillas anymore because yellow just took the final one. So only one tile remaining into this square, which actually like even for a just below 500 rated player, could be more intuitive to go over here with. Well, maybe not anymore. Or maybe it will. I mean, just go over here, drop a 6-point farmer, instead of actually just gaining, well, 12 points. It's not that much, actually. 12 points instead of, what, uh, doing 4 versus 3, 9. I mean, it's actually only a 3-point difference. Well, now it's a bit more, since Red doesn't have a meeple to place onto the field, so now the divider is absolutely gonna go over here, or should be going. Maybe. Actually, it's still just maybe. It just depends on how badly Red wants to get a meeple back. Unless he gets a meeple back from here. So that works. Does Adrian get to the field? Not with a crossroad, no. He has one more chance, but there's a divider and there is something else. Maybe it's just a straight road? But like, okay, it's a crossroad, but so he does get to the field, gets himself 15 points, but oh, actually, I mean, okay, I mean, Red does make a mistake. It is like this is actually only a 3-point move because it makes of course completes both cities over here, but it's 4 points for the shielded tiles and two for these for yellow, so four for yellow, and then only 3 additional points for red, and these two cities are actually on this field and on the field of yellow. So these field points didn't really count, which means that it was a net +3 move versus going over here for a 3-point ruin and a 12 points, oh, well, 12 field points extra. So this would have been a 15-point move versus a 3-point move, and which is exactly what I said, that it's not really certain that a almost expert river that an almost expert Reddit player is going to notice the better move. Now, not that it really mattered because Red was so far, or like so much in the lead, but it's still a very significant chunk of points. Oops, not an 0-2, but an 0-1 lead for Taiwan on table 2. And we will open the second game. And we will also update the rest of the scoreboard with whilst the early games are going. So currently, Taiwan is leading 1-0 on every table except for table number 1. So far for Taiwanese fans, there are absolutely no issues to worry about, and we are heading pretty much towards an expected result. Now, Adrian does not attack actually the city of red here. instead wants to start a city of his own, which again, of course, is a mistake. It's much better to attack a city that is one tile away from completion, that is more than currently 1 point, than it is to start a city that needs 2 city caps to finish. Again, both players with monasteries, and again, red having, well, now a 1 more point on his monastery than his opponent. Adrian gets himself a loop road and starts a secondary city. And now we see, or we are about to see, what is the decision of Adrian with this tile. And I think it is actually a good one. I think it's a very good one. So usually you want to add the quad city to your opponent's feature, because it's really, really difficult to actually complete a city with the quad city in it. And so also the only 2 legal moves for yellow to place the quad city in his own features were either here, and you definitely do not want to tie these 2 cities together when this square is already restricted. And you also just generally do not want to have a city that you have 2 meeples in it versus 0 meeples of your opponent, because it's not efficient. A triple city added by red, actually, to the city of Adrian. Interesting choice. I can't say I agree with it. But okay. Considering that this monstrosity of a ruin here, or a start of a monstrous ruin for red, is like it is. It's like much better to simply add these rather useless tiles, like a triple city with a field, onto the ruin, and maybe at some point be able to threaten to completion, but it's like just a secondary plan, right? Like under no circumstances should this city be like under a forceful completion attempt, because it's just too difficult to do so. Imli takes the field, which is looking like a good field. 6 points, 9 points, 12 points. It's going to be a good field. Plus, they also surround the monastery and are creating a 6 point road up for grabs. Adrian, in the meanwhile, gets to finish his city that actually got interrupted 2 times with 2 different triple cities by red, but unfortunately for Imli, there was no real success in these attempts. Another mistake from Imli, adding a very valuable city cap just to be able to like kind of protect his monastery a little bit. Like you don't need to protect your monastery when there are all types of tiles still in the deck that fit into that square. Like there are still starting tiles, there are field crossroads, and there are straight roads, like just plain straight roads available. So like you do not need to preemptively do this kind of stuff, especially with city caps, which are more valuable elsewhere. Starting new cities, maybe even going with another field, with another farmer, or maybe just simply um, finishing a city of your own if you would like to do so. Imli gets a nice 12-point city finished with some shielded tiles in it. Also takes one of the three remaining daggers out of the deck. So now only two remain to fit into this square, to fit into the city of Adrian, if he ever plans to get that completed. I mean, he still could. He very well could go over here. And I would say that I would do that if I were to be yellow in this case, because like it's still like a fairly good shot at finishing it, and it would be coming with like extra value. Maybe you get just a road, or maybe you get to place a 9-point farmer onto this field right here when you get a dagger afterwards. And also this city is in a position where it cannot really be turned into a ruin. Like there's no space. There's no space to turn this into a ruin. But unfortunately for Adrian, now that possibility is entirely gone. So, and he's gonna have to again come up with some other ideas. Imli with a curve. I mean, likely gonna be going here. Meeple in the road would look like the most natural move. Also, also of course, covering or surrounding the monastery. This is also fine. Just going with another meeple onto the field, trying to claim a good hold of the fields early on. But he does get the straight road anyways, and now he gets to the road and claims it as well. Adrian gonna be having a nice quick point tile. Ignores the two quick points of the road, which I don't like. I mean, the only reason really why you would go here is to take those two extra points. Because like if you want to start a city and you are prepared to ignore these 2 points, then you might as well start a city from a safer spot, like anywhere, if you are ready to not take the extra points. But now, I mean, you are sitting with a 1 point, with a 1 point city over here that gets attacked immediately, and you are, in a worse position compared to red. Also, red is slowly inching towards of actually getting his monastery finally out. A 2-point road for Adrian, not worth taking because there are several of the crossroads gone. Only 2 of them remain in the deck, plus a road monastery. And okay, there's also one triple city with a road, but like still, when you have 2 meeples in your hand, you have a blocked meeple over here, you have a field to fight for. Like, it's just not the way to go to grab 2-point roads. Like, we are past that stage of the game. Like, it's okay to do that in the beginning of the game when there is like all types of tiles remaining and you have like no real threat of getting your meeple trapped. But now there indeed is a threat of getting your meeple trapped by yourself, because there are, after all, only 4 city or only 4 road end tiles which will end this road, and if you miss all of them, like you're just gonna have a rather useless road, which is not going to be playing well when there is a field to fight for. Welcome, Stephen Chang. I see that your game has finished, or duel has finished. And also judging by your timing, I can also assume that you have 102, even though I cannot be sure of that just yet, but we will confirm the scores of several tables after we have finished with this game. But glad to see you are enjoying yourself. A monastery finished for red, starts a new city. Actually, both like at the same time threatened to unify this small 1 point city to the larger um, shared city, or to simply do this with the extender and continue the city as its own. No meeples in hand for Adrian. Decided to use his final one to get to the field. And now, as a result, yellow is in clear trouble. Well, was. I mean, to be honest, kind of still is. Because he has one meeple in hand, but that one meeple is playing against three meeples of red, and yellow doesn't have a majority on the field. Also has a losing, well, technically a losing mini battle here, even though it's 1 point versus 1 point, because yellow simply cannot expand his own side of that city. And of course, this shared city over here at the bottom. And to be honest, it might be a saving grace potentially for yellow that he has this one meeple, and he might actually be able to make something like this, like a city cap facing up, attacking the shared feature, actually getting the connection to the shared feature, and closing it. I mean, it's still possible. There is still, like, for example, a city cap, an extender, and a field triangle combo. Like, of course, it would require like quite a bit of luck to make that happen, but it is still there. Adrian again actually only makes a move which only benefits red because it actually like just saves the monastery of red to be finished with another regular monastery, which there are still two of those remaining. Plus, it makes it more easier. It makes it easier for this meeple to get to the main field and unify everything together. And if that were to happen and this guy doesn't get to the field, then it's gonna be lights out for yellow for sure. Also, of course, since this second divider is gone, there is no way yellow is gonna get a meeple back from here, without also giving a meeple back to red, and red attacking to the new city of yellow at the bottom as well, just equalizing all features, which is exactly what you should be doing in order to play like super safe game. And now the only possibility pretty much for yellow is to get a road end like ASAP, which there are actually only two remaining, only a road monastery and a quad crossroad, and then he has to well get this meeple back and then use that meeple to most likely attack the field and to win the field, of course. And even that actually I doesn't seem to be enough. He would still need something else. But now that red is attacking, And I mean, if red gets the connection over here, it's gonna be game over. Like it kind of has to be, no? Adrian giving a maple back to red and to himself. I'm not sure for what end. Maybe trying to, and I don't know what the game plan of yellow here is. I can't really understand it. But let's try to come up with something. So maybe there is a dagger still remaining. There's one, there's two. Okay, so there's a dagger. So maybe we can go over here with the road tile, or maybe with the road monastery. Place a farmer, connect like this. Maybe we get all connection tiles that red needs over here. And then we also gotta have kind of have to get the one remaining monastery as well. Well, red gets this monastery, which of course he's gonna use to get to the field. And this should be game over. It's +8 for red, +16, +28, +26. Yeah, just pure +26. And red has only one meeple less compared to yellow. And there's like no big feature that yellow can take over with 2 meeples and 4 remaining tiles. Or is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Takes over this. No, but he needs to then also connect here. Or maybe here connects, joins everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, that might have actually even worked, to be honest. But now with 3 tiles, now it won't work anymore. But there was a kind of potential. Sort of. Now there isn't. And Adrian, I mean, the only distant possibility of having having sense of making this move is to create another alternative field attacking possibility, maybe. Well, Adrian has seen that it is actually still possible to attack this ruin. There is indeed a cow remaining, so a triple city with a field, which does fit over here. Wait, oh, was it actually even completable? Because this city cap goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I mean, it was kind of kind of chance, almost a chance, because it was just one city cap away from actually being a completable city. I take that back. It actually wasn't because Adrian would not have had enough tiles with only this +1. So never mind. Also, another hallucination from me. I have mistakenly been looking at these two cities as being a part of this main field, but obviously they are not. This road cuts them away, which actually then this move makes even less sense than before, because it didn't create any additional field attacking options. Unfortunately for Adrian, he doesn't even get the triple city, and Imli goes for a 2-point move, which is actually the max that he can get. As he did indeed manage to unify all fields together, these two main field parts together, and wins the field 3 meeples to 2, and it takes a really comfortable win over Adrian with 2-0, which is of course a match point for Taiwan. And before we update all of that, we will update the rest of the scores at the same time. And it turns out that the .gg page is a little bugged and does not show the current scores. So we'll have to do that manually, I guess, which is a shame. So let's then, well, I guess we can pretty much predict the outcome of table 4. I'm pretty sure it's 0-2 in favor of Chang. But let's make sure, and it is. So 0-2 on table 4, and another match point for Taiwan. Then let's take a look at table number 1 with Serenity with 72. On which EP has actually made a comeback from an early 0-1 deficit to a 1-2 win over his Malaysian opponent, giving a third match point for Taiwan. And then we have on table 4, we have JXIV versus Thunder Knight. Still seems to be ongoing, with actually a decider going on. So let's take a look at that. And in the meanwhile, of course, we will update the scores to their correct forms, like so. So we have 19 tiles left, and we have a pretty commanding lead in points for Thunder Knight. We have a completable city. 1, 2. Yep, it is very much completable. Still a triple city with the road to fit into this square, which would also give a 6-point field to blue. And in light of that, do we go here as red? Do we take the field? Do we take the city? Do we go here? Go preemptively on the field? Do we go here? Decides to just take the points from the road. From the city, which is fine. And I believe now it is a good time for blue to maybe go over here and drop a field meeple. I mean, this also kind of works, but it's a bit it's a bit worse because it doesn't provide the extra value for this triple city, which is like for sure something that we have to get in order to try and win the game as blue, because like blue is like heavily banking on finishing this city, and you know if we are banking on that one tile, then we might as well try to maximize like everything that we can get like out from it. This is fine. So we now do we block it? No, we don't. There's still one dagger to fit into that square. We go over here. And unfortunately for Lim, the dagger is indeed drawn by red, and he does get a meeple back. Although maybe he's looking to get this for 5 points, but it's much inferior, of course, and also does correctly decide that just getting a meeple back for himself is a better solution. Oh, also I have missed that this triple city spot does hold up 2 meeples against 2 meeples, so both road monasteries of Thunder Knight are dependent also on this triple city with the road, but of course if red gets it, there is not a universe imaginable where red places it over here, because it's just so much more points for blue than it is for red. Lim trying to finish a 10-pointer on his field, and it is now fully blockable with a curve of any kind. The question is, are there actually even any city caps to fit there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the answer is yes. So he does manage to actually finish a 10-pointer. Meanwhile, a Thunder Knight finds a sneaky way to get into the field. There is still a regular monastery remaining. And it would not just be the connection onto the field, but also, of course, an 8-point monastery in itself. Which means that the remaining tiles are the regular monastery, the triple city with the road, which blue actually gets, and now we are about to see if it's going to be enough to actually bring him the win on this game, but I actually don't think it will, because of the monasteries, because of this ruin here, but it's going to be actually fairly close. 60 for 90 for 69, but unfortunately for Lim, the monastery is drawn by red, and that is very unfortunate news indeed, as it gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 23 points. 1, 2, 3, wait, so 20 points, sorry, for Thunder Knight, and that is certainly more than blue can afford red to have. We are going to be seeing a 4-point move coming from blue in the form of this 4-point road. I believe that is the best that blue can do at this point. And yeah, I have to say that it was a nice find for red to go for this 50-50 shot. Now, even though even if red wouldn't get that monastery, then it would then like it gives him two um, massive effect tiles, both the triple city with the road and the monastery, to basically win the game instead of just the triple city with the road. Because like before that move, I wanna say that that triple city with the road would have been a winning tile for both players. But after, like come on, it's just a 20 points move. It's like pretty difficult to compete with it if you're blue, of course. And as a result, we have another duel win for Taiwan with 1-2 in favor of Thunder Knight with an 0-4. And then let's have a look-see at Sakuragi, so on table 5. Who has also taken a win against the Malaysian counterpart, an 0-2 win, putting Taiwan into a very nice juicy 0-5 against Malaysia, and it's gonna be a big chunk and juicy chunk of tiebreaker points as well for Taiwan. If push comes to shove and they're gonna be needing those in, let's say, in a two win situation, like um, hinting towards the possibility that 3 out of the 4 teams in their group would be winning 2 matches each. So Taiwan will now be in 2 wins out of 2 matches, and they are going to be leading Group A, followed by Thailand with 1 win, and Thailand will be playing against Vietnam tomorrow. Malaysia, 2 matches played, 0 match wins, and Vietnam. I mean, Vietnam could be pulling up a massive surprise tomorrow by defeating Thailand and actually making making the 2-2 dream come alive. Because in order for that to happen, first of all, Vietnam would have to defeat Thailand. Thailand has to then defeat. Uh, oh wait, because Thailand is going to be facing Taiwan. No, I think that's going to be. Hold up. So, yeah, Thailand is going to be facing Taiwan. Okay. Well, then it doesn't really work. Oh wait, no, it does. No, it does. Because like first Vietnam has to defeat Thailand. Thailand has to defeat Taiwan, and then Vietnam defeats Malaysia, and then we would have a situation where all Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam would have 2 match wins. But of course, Vietnam being a severe underdog um, against Thailand, I want to say, is going to be having a tough day tomorrow. Now, the second match that we are going to be having tomorrow is going to be Australia versus China, both of which started with a loss. So then either China or Australia will be maybe vacating the second spot over Hong Kong, depending on the tiebreakers, but we'll see. But so that's going to be tomorrow's plans. First up, we're going to be starting with China Australia at 1500, well, 1200 UTC, and then 2 hours later at 1400 UTC, 1400 UTC, Vietnam at Thailand. So no surprises really in this match with Malaysia, Taiwan, Taiwan being the more experienced team, despite having several newcomers in their lineup today. Malaysia still has to let's say improve and develop a lot with their players to bring a uh, a true formidable opponent, and Taiwan having pretty staggering tiebreakers at the moment. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. If you do want to see more of this type of Carcassonne content, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing on it or by liking this stream. I'll be seeing you tomorrow with some more Asian Cup 2025 matches with China, Australia and Vietnam, Thailand, starting at 1200 UTC. Bye for now.